There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino Is the Name.
Hey, what's going on right now? You're watching Casino Is the Name, and I wanted to talk to you guys about the top 3 reasons to get an accounting degree and become an accountant. Now, I want to say this up front. These views are only mine. They are not, like if you don't get the same results, it's not because of me. I know what you can do if you get an accounting degree, but if you have different results, it is not my fault because I know that this can be done because I'm an accountant. Okay, so number one reason to get an accounting degree, or pretty much almost any other degree, is the money. The money can be very lucrative. If you get a bachelor's degree in accounting, you can make a decent living. Now, some people can get rich being an accountant. Some people can get wealthy being an accountant, and some people make just a decent living. And when I'm saying decent living, on average, for most accountants I know, I believe most make, the average is about $110,000, $115,000 a year. That's just the average. Now, low end, I've heard of people making as low as 70,000. I've heard people making astronomical numbers on the high end. But right in the middle is still over 100,000. And we're talking with a bachelor's degree. We're not talking necessarily a master's degree or even a CPA. We're just talking about a general accountant, auditor, analyst, financial analyst, things like that. Most people I know make at least 115. That's right in the middle. Kind of not even in the middle, because the very high end. So when I was getting ready to go to school, I was doing a lot of research, trying to figure out what degree I should even pursue, because I didn't want to be one of those people who got stuck with a degree that didn't make any money. Now, I didn't know a whole lot about like college or anything like that. I just knew that some people were not happy with the degree that they earned, and they took out student loans to pay for, and it didn't translate into any money. So what I did, I started doing research, trying to see, okay, how much will this degree pay once I'm done? Like what jobs does this degree translate into first? And then from finding out what jobs it translate into, then how much will this job pay? Will these individual jobs pay based on the averages? And the numbers came back pretty decent on this accounting side. So I was like, well, shoot, I'm gonna go to school for accounting. And that's what I did. And I haven't been let down, not at all. So there are people who have gone to school for some kind of physical degree, say like exercise science, psychology, a lot of different things, criminal justice, and a lot of people who are not able to translate that into a financial asset. So they were not actually able to make a decent salary or have a decent career based on the degree that they had. And it's a lot of misconceptions out there that, hey, as long as you get this degree, you're gonna be good. But what's the point in getting a degree in, say, criminal justice if you're working in telecommunications? It may not translate over unless you're planning on being on the security side of the communications department or something like that. So you just gotta start kind of formatting whatever you're gonna go to school for based on what you want for your career, because you can't just be going to school for basket weaving or let's say, for instance, like going to school for music. There are people who go to school for music, but they don't ever actually plan on being in music or doing anything in theater or in music production or anything like that. They just like music and they know they need a degree, so they go get an art degree, and they want to work in the business world. How? Why? Why do that? Why do that to yourself? And so then they have $100,000 student loans because they went some ridiculous school, some kind of ridiculous art school, and they got this crazy student loan they got to pay back, and they don't have the money that's there. So anyway, I'm doing all this research, and I keep finding out, I keep hearing the big four accounting firms, because I've already decided, I'm going into accounting. So I keep finding out I keep hearing about the big four accounting firms. Everybody's saying land a job at the big four, land a job at the big four, work at the big four 1 to 2 years, 1 to 3 years at the big four. This is ideal. Now, if you stay at the big four for 15 years and you make senior partner salary, according to the website that I was seeing that was supporting the salary for big four accounting firms, it was saying that the average salary for a 15-year senior partner was $450,000. $450. Do y'all know? I'm from the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? I'm not from the most upscale environment. $450,000. That's like NFL salary. That's like a professional athlete salary, right? And the range was on average for 15 years between $450,000 to $3 million. So $450,000 was the low. This was life-changing information for me. I knew exactly what I was going to be doing for sure when I saw that. And I was planning on going big four. I was planning on going to big four the whole time. But even if you didn't go big four, the smaller regional firms, they paid a decent salary. I saw people making $200 at smaller regional firms. And then there was also all of this other opportunity to make money outside of just, say, necessarily working for a major firm. You can do tax and make over $100,000 at home or whatever. It was just so many opportunities that soon as I said, I'm gonna go to school for accounting, soon as I told the first person that's what I was gonna go to school for, they said, oh, can you do my taxes? I want you to be my tax guy. I was already getting customers, and I hadn't even set foot in a class yet. I just had made the decision that I was gonna go to school for accounting, and people are already trying to pay me. It's crazy. And then when I found out about international accounting and how you could travel the world and do accounting and audit work and things like that, I was sold on it. And so I just started putting the pieces together. So number one, I would say for my recommendation to becoming an accountant or pursuing an accounting degree would be the salary. The salary is all about the money, baby. We got to get this money, okay? So number one is salary. Number two would be flexibility. Flexibility is amazing because there's so many things that you could do. You can work from home for some positions. Other positions, you may travel a lot. You could travel the world. Like when I was talking about international accounting. So with the way international accounting works is if there's so every major corporation that's sold on the stock market that has stocks has to be audited, right? And so when there's a McDonald's you can buy stock in McDonald's. So McDonald's being in Japan and China, because it's based out of the United States, it has to be audited by an accountant or an audit firm from the United States, right? So they have to hire people from here, fly them there to audit Chinese and Japanese and Korean and McDonald's in Germany. They have to bring you from here to over there because you have to come from the United States. So McDonald's in every country. And now this is another thing. You can't go to Germany and say, okay, Germany has 3 McDonald's in this one small town, right? Each one of those McDonald's has to be audited separately. There is an infinite amount of opportunity to do international accounting. And that is with every major corporation that's connected, that is based out of the United States, that's publicly traded on the stock market. So there might be some cars manufactured by General Motors, or they may have some kind of partnership. You got to bring in an American auditor or American accountant. You got to bring those people in to come over there and do that assurance service for you. So it's just all sorts of things that you can do. It's so much flexibility. It's so many things that accounting has a hand in. And when I'm talking about flexibility, when you think about every corporation, let's say you're a doctor. Doctor, you would think, has tremendous flexibility because you're a doctor. You're a medical doctor. You can work in any city, which is very true. You can very much so work in any city. But not every business is in need of a doctor, right? Like a bank may not need 15 doctors, right? May need no doctors because they're not a medical firm. But that hospital that doctor works in, they need him, right? But guess who else they need? They need accountants. Guess what else that bank needs? That bank needs accountants, or they need some form of accounting. Every business needs some form of accounting, whether or not they outsource it or whether or not they have it internal, they need accounting, right? So the limitations, there's like no limitations. Every city, every country, every state, every business has to have some form of that. Whether or not it's profit, non-profit, no matter what it is, they have to have some form of accounting. It just is what it is. So flexibility is tremendous. It's tremendous. Whether or not you want to work from home, whether or not you want to travel, whether or not you want to go in the office every day, whether or not you want to you want to like be more of your own boss, you want to have your own business, you can do all of those things with an accounting degree. Like being an accountant is so much flexibility. And number three is, see, I don't know how to say this, but the time that it takes to becoming an accountant versus, say, becoming something else that makes sense financially, right? Like, for instance, say if you want to become a psychologist, you have to get your undergrad psychology degree, you have to get your master's, you have to get licensed, and all of that kind of stuff. It could take several years before you get started. And you still may not make more than, say, an accountant working at a major corporation. I'm sure you probably won't. And so just looking at the amount of time that it takes to earn the degree, it just didn't make any sense for me to go other routes, because when I was looking at it, I was like, oh, all of these things need me to get a master's, or they need me to get a license. Because yes, you can get a CPA, but do you need a CPA to be an accountant? No, you do not. Okay, you do not need a CPA to make $100,000 as an accountant. You do not. You do not need a license. You don't need to do all that. You don't have to go get a master's degree. Now, if you go do that, cool, But accounting is a technical career field already. So as long as you get the undergrad to be considered an accountant, you can get the licenses if you want to, but you don't really have to get a master's degree. You don't have to get a license unless you're, say you want to get a CPA because you're going to be signing financial statements. There are certain roles that you would have to get a license for, but the only difference between what a CPA can do and what a traditional non-licensed accountant can do is sign financial statements. And I wouldn't be signing any financial statements anyway. Anyway, those are my top 3 reasons. The money the money is great. 2 is the flexibility, and 3, the time that you have to invest in becoming a working professional is greatly reduced. There's only one other field, which is like nursing, that I think nursing is really good. As far as the time to go from college to making money is greatly reduced in those 2 fields. So you have a lower student loan because of the time frame that the shorter amount of time that you're going to be spending in college. You have more time of earning money over the course of your career because you can goes straight to work, and there's like things like IT. IT usually wants you to have experience before you even start working. And so it's very hard for some people I know. This is just based off of what I've heard from people. It's very hard for some of those people to find entry-level positions, because even those entry-level positions want them to have to have experience. And yeah, so I kind of want to just get some money, you know. That's kind of the whole point of college, right? At least going to college and trying to get a degree in order to go work at a corporation, because you don't actually need a degree, except for, still need one for accounting. I'm rambling now, I know. I'm thinking though, because I was going to say you don't technically need a degree to start your own business, which you don't, because you can still just outsource to accountants. But if you actually wanted to like be doing the accounting work, then there are certain things that in order to accomplish certain tasks, you are supposed to be an accountant. You're supposed to be. So anyway, right now you're watching Casino Is the Name. I'm out of here. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Kill.
There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino Is the Name.